Summer is time for fun and relaxation, but I'm a college student, and seeing as I'm gonna graduate next spring, that means that this might be my last free summer ever. Help me. But it's okay. Today, I'm gonna be showing y'all what I'm doing this summer, how I'm taking advantage of it, and what I'm doing to prepare for next school year and life beyond.
First and foremost, I'm trying to maximize my free time by doing things that I love and enjoy doing. And let me tell you, I'm very lucky to have a pool at my apartment, but if I didn't, you bet your butt you would see me at the aquatic center for the school pretty much every single day. I absolutely love to swim, and it's a joyful way for me to move my body, be active, and really just enjoy being. Catch me here every single day this summer.
Speaking of being active, one of my priorities this summer is to get back into running and build up my endurance. I used to be a big runner and run in cross country and track, but since college, I've definitely given myself a break from it. And right now, my apartment has a gym, but next year, the apartment I'm living in will not. So right now, I really want to become comfortable with running so that next year it can be my exercise of choice without having to pay for a gym membership.
We have had some crazy storms this summer.
So I'm upping my mileage by about 10% every week, and I'm really excited to increase my cardiovascular health because according to a study published by the National Institutes of Health, after 8 weeks of endurance training, participants saw a significant increase in heart rate recovery, and post-study, they saw a significant decrease in perceived life stress. And trust me, with such a busy schedule with classes and rotations, I'm gonna need that.
Not only am I trying to build endurance this summer, but I'm also trying to build muscle, get stronger, and prevent running injuries in the process. According to the systematic review, aerobic exercise like running and also just omitting exercise altogether from your lifestyle can both decrease lean muscle mass, while resistance training like weightlifting can increase your lean muscle mass as well as decrease your fat mass. Now, this is really important because when running, I don't want to be losing muscle. I want to be getting stronger, I want to be getting faster, and while burning fat is good, I also need to supplement that training with lifting weights, which will also help me strengthen my tendons and my muscles and prevent injury in the long run. So, with all this activity and in preparation for a busy fall semester, I'm taking time this summer to perfect different meals and snacks that I can use that are going to be satiating, quick to make, and that are going to help me recover from all these workouts.
Now, breakfast can definitely be a hot topic, especially with college kids who can make their own schedules each semester and who might prioritize getting more sleep than waking up earlier than they need to just to make and eat something. Now, luckily, I've always been a pretty early riser, so taking the extra time to eat breakfast hasn't been much of an issue for me. But besides timing, there are definitely some scientific reasons why I feel like breakfast is important for my body.
Firstly, according to an article from Public Health Nutrition, it was found that students who skipped breakfast had lower cognitive and emotional engagement in school, which for me would probably make it harder for me to focus, take notes, do well on exams, and remember important information. Now, this could be because, from what I've learned in class and from what is cited by Harvard in this article, glucose, which is basically what food breaks down to in your body, is the brain's preferred source of energy to carry out its daily tasks. And according to this article, the brain is also the most energy demanding organ in the entire body, taking up half of all sugar energy. And a lot of parts of the brain need energy, so what happens if you haven't eaten breakfast? Well, the brain can use another energy source called ketones, but like the article stated, glucose from food is the brain's preferred source of energy, and I personally like to give it energy every morning by eating breakfast.
This has definitely become my go-to breakfast, and it has a really good amount of protein and carbs for to recover after my workouts. Also, it has a little bit less than a third of my nutrient needs for the day, but that's okay because I usually have like a mid-morning and a mid-afternoon snack, so it pretty much works out pretty well. And yeah, that's what I have for breakfast. It's yummy, it's great, and I love it.
Another thing I'm doing this summer is not getting sun damage, or at least trying to avoid it as much as possible, and the future wrinkles down the line, the future medical bills for having to get suspicious freckles removed. I'm not having any of that. Now, I love being tan as much as the next girl. Believe me, I have probably spent years trying to convince myself otherwise and trying to convince myself that I don't like how I look better with a tan. But let's be honest, it's been a difficult process. So now I'm using this Jergens tanning lotion. Now, this has a few benefits and there's a few things that I'm getting out of using it. I used to be really wary of self-tanner. Like, I thought that it was not good for you. I was really scared of using it, and that's why I really just like to lay out in the sun to get those effects, because I thought that that was better for me. But according to our friendly YouTube dermatologist, Dr. Dre, actually, sunless self-tanner is not bad for you. It actually has something in it called dihydroxyacetone. That's like, or it's called like DHA, and that's like the primary active ingredient. And actually, it can help build up your skin's tolerability to UVA rays. Now, I was not versed in the difference between UVA and UVB rays, but evidently, according to this video, the difference between UVA and UVB, UVA can destroy your collagen and can cause skin aging, while UVB is like the burning sun rays. Like when you get a sunburn, that's usually from UVB, and that's what a lot of sunscreens protect from, but not all sunscreen protect from UVA. Now, while dihydroxyacetone in this tanner can protect at least a little bit from the UVA rays, it does not protect from UVB, which is why I will absolutely be using sunscreen on top of this and applying throughout the day. Together, this protection from UVA and UVB rays can help stop my skin from aging as much and as quickly, and it can also help me to make me feel tan, which is going to stop me from wanting to lay out in the sun and get a tan during the middle of the day when the UV is like 8 or 11. I'm really trying to prioritize the health of my skin and my body inside and out, and I just know that I do not want to have any sun damage down the line, or at least as minimal as possible, seeing as the amount of sunburns that I've already gotten in my life. So now I'm just kind of trying to mitigate the damage. Also, another thing that I'm doing is trying to stay out of the sun during the middle of the day as much as possible. So for example, when I go swimming, that's usually early in the morning when the UV is like 1 or 2, or late at night when the sun has already gone down. Because in Alabama, at least, it's still hot enough for it to feel good to swim without getting all of those nasty sun rays. So here's to looking tan, staying out of the sun, and preventing skin aging, wrinkles, fine lines, and skin cancer. Now, talking about habits and doing things consistently, one of the things I'm doing this summer is getting into the habit of going to bed at a reasonable time and reading before bed. According to a study on electronic device usage in university students, it found that if students used their electronic devices within 2 hours of going to sleep, they had noticeably worse sleep quality. But if students used their electronic device for less than 30 minutes within that 2-hour period, they had normal sleep, just like students who didn't use their electronic devices at all. Now, a lot of this is probably because the blue light that's in your phone, but it also showed that students who did adjust their lighting did still find that they had a lack of sleep quality. Now, I personally really do better with having a lot of sleep every single night, and if I get less than 8 hours, it really can lead me to just have low energy all day and not be up for talking to people or doing things that I usually love to be doing. Now, you may have noticed, but I wear my Garmin watch literally all the time, every single day. And luckily, it doesn't take a lot of time to charge, so I only charge it like when I'm in the shower or something. But I wear it all through the night when I'm sleeping, and it tracks my sleep, it tracks my quality of sleep, how many minutes I'm getting in light sleep versus deep sleep versus REM sleep. And it really helps me to wake up and know that I got quality sleep, or maybe if I'm dragging in the morning, it can explain to me why I didn't. You can see that when I get good sleep, my body battery at the beginning of the day starts at 100, and it makes it a lot easier to last for a lot longer throughout the day so that I can do things like go to work and cook my meals and do my workouts without feeling drained and tired. Now, if I don't get good sleep and I start at like a 70, 73, something like that, then my energy is going to be much lower throughout the day and I'm not going to be able to sustain myself. And to be honest, I'm not a nap girl. Naps honestly do not make me feel good during the day, and I just feel drained afterwards. So just getting a good night's sleep and being prepped for the rest of the day is awesome. So tonight, like every other night this summer, I'm gonna go to bed reading my book instead of looking at my phone, and it's just gonna give me such a better quality of sleep, and I'm gonna wake up feeling so energized and amazing. So good night.
So, what do I need all that energy for, you ask? Being an intern, of course. I got this job through my food service rotation last semester, and I met a lot of people who work in this job, and they asked me if I wanted to come work for them this summer. It's really been a great job, and especially because not only am I getting paid, but I'm getting 2 free meals a day, I'm making connections that have to do with my major, and I get to be on campus this summer. And as somebody who's going to be graduating next spring, I really love taking advantage of every moment that I can when I feel like a student, because college is such precious time, and I've enjoyed it so much, and I don't want it to end. And I will say, yes, I may be sacrificing some of my coolness by looking like a Boy Scout. But hey, 2 free meals a day, I think it's worth it. I mean, check out the shorts. My goal of making money this summer is to save it, not spend it. So once I graduate and get a real big girl job, I really want to take the money that I've saved and I want to start investing. So along with cooking healthy meals, I'm also practicing budgeting very intentionally and only spending exactly what I need to on my groceries.
By getting the hang of this now and practicing while I still have my school dining dollars to fall back on, I'll be fully prepared for next year and life after college.
So aside from swimming, running, working out, really just getting my life back on track and figuring out the different recipes I'm gonna use next year, what sleep schedule works for me, and getting in the habit of putting sunscreen on every day. The other thing that I'm doing this summer is I'm really taking advantage of my college town, being in it and seeing what it has to offer during the summertime. So before summer started, I basically just went online and I looked up what there is to do in Tuscaloosa over the summer, because honestly, I had no idea. And basically there came up with a whole events page for Tuscaloosa. And I just went into my calendar and I wrote down all the dates of the things that I wanted to go to. 2 of the biggest things that I'm excited for this summer are the live concerts that they have every Friday and the farmers market that they have every Saturday morning. So I'm pretty familiar with the farmers market and I've been a lot during the school year, but I've never gotten to experience the summer produce of peaches and strawberries, which are 2 of my favorite things. So I'm really excited for that. Also, the live concerts, I feel like it's just such a cool thing. I don't really know where they get the bands from. They seem like they're just kind of local, which is really cool. But basically at like the plaza in the middle of downtown Tuscaloosa, they just have these free live concerts that you can go to every weekend. Now, I will say that the last 2 that we've been to have been rained out, and it has been really rainy this summer so far. But I'm really excited to get to go and actually experience a full concert, because I just feel like it's such a cool thing to do over the summer. It's a cool way to go have a picnic, pack a lunch or a dinner and not have to make yourself one at home. So I think it's really cool that the city does that, and I'm excited to experience it all during the summer. Another big perk that I've also recognized about living in a college town over the summer is that there are like no people. Like if you see any of the clips in this video, it's like a ghost town. There's never anybody at the pool. There's never anybody at the gym. It's such a great time to just get on your grind, lock in, and not have to worry about who's around, who's watching. And it's a really great environment to just feel like yourself. And it just feels like summer to me. Like there's nobody around, but it's honestly not a bad thing. I'm just having a great time and enjoying it all. So yeah, that's how I'm taking advantage of my summer and what I'm doing to basically get in the routine for next school year and how to prepare myself for the year beyond. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I had so much fun making it, and yeah, happy summer.